August 15th, 23. Last night, across my clients at North Canton, some ladies walked out and said they was talking about that family. That their family members got killed in a traffic accident. I had nothing to do with it in 2003. They better never open their mouth against her again. She had to work her ass off to get well. And they have her raped because somebody lied. We all know it. Turn them in. Turn them in. The apostolic churches think they can hire Peking Toms, stalkers, druggies, serial rapists, and human traffickers. Because somebody lied on them, they lied on everybody there. They have a tragedy, and you're going through your own thing, fighting to get well for 9 months, and 2 months later you get well. Nothing to do with nothing. But the minister that lied on everybody made up a lie on you. So 15 years later, they have you stalked, drugged, beaten, raped, and framed. Oh, I put it on Facebook. There's a case going on right now. Some teenage kid went 100 miles an hour. Had her boyfriend in the car. She wrecked. He died. They're charging her with murder. For the plain fact of it is, if she wouldn't have been going 100 miles an hour, her boyfriend would be alive. She caused the death. Phil ran a stop sign. He caused him and Tyler's death. If he would have lived and Tyler would have died, he would have went to jail for murder, if not involuntary manslaughter. He ran a stop sign in front of everyone. Everyone seen him. That was behind him. Pulled out in front of a semi hit him. He would have went to jail for murder, if not involuntary manslaughter, if he would have lived. She needs to come to grips that her father murdered her son. Her father murdered her son. If Strange didn't have somebody mess with his brakes, because he was standing up for his wife against him, that she didn't do anything wrong swimming in that pool in the middle of the night, he wasn't allowed to work for his church anymore, and he was publicly defending her. If he didn't have one of those little Satanistic imps play with her brakes, then Phil, being a show-off, ran that stop sign and blew through it, and a semi hit him. He murdered her son. And he would have been charged with that death if he would have lived. Come to grips. Your father murdered your son. That family needs to realize and come to grips in the mental compensation. Her father murdered her son. It's 100% his fault if Strange didn't have somebody play with their brakes. Somebody who's sitting at home had went through 6 to 10 surgeries a couple years before that. Went to a bunch of crackpot doctors. Got really sick, blew up like a balloon. Everything quit working. Brain swelling, heart's off, everything's quitting working. Legs are popping out of place from the massive amount of swelling. Gets with a good doctor, gets them off all that medication, and gets them on pain medicine and gets them out moving, and they're so deflating, working out every day. I worked out to the point I ended up in the hospital, and Dr. Eli would tell him, just make her comfortable. She's trying to get those muscles to unlock. And I was already on fentanyl patches. And I got well 2 months later, and it goes into spontaneous remission by itself, and I had to work my ass off. 2 months later, I got well. Nothing to do with nothing. And they dare open their mouths because Strange made it up 4 months later. He lied on everybody. Lied on Heather. Lied on Connie. Lied on Ron himself. Huh? Lied on Dave White. Lied on everybody. Controlled that church with lies and fears. He made it up. Somebody with a high school diploma from the 1950s, he could add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and read and write. Nowadays, it'd be considered like a 4th grade education. Only had a minister's license because the ministers got together and taught some Bible classes. Signed his license in the 1950s across the way. Never went to college. Only got the church because he offered that guy, he would buy it out from underneath him, and for 20 years or 30 years, he'd give him so much of the money of it. Bought the building out from underneath him like he said he owned the building. Like I said, they told lies on everybody. They didn't like you, they'd ruin your reputation. Strange made it up. He didn't know jack squat what was going on with me. He made it up. That church thinks they can run around, lie on everybody they want to. My one niece, Heather, they were lying on her. She's like, these people will learn they're wrong. Run around lying on people. They think if they make it up on you, they can destroy you. Now they've advanced to the point that they think they can hire the human traffickers. They can hire a Peking Tom, a stalker, to break in, drug, beat, rape you, drug you up until you say something stupid with amnesia, date rape drugs. They can Photoshop shower scenes and then set off a hate crime. What the hell was that FBI agent doing laughing about some sex offender stalking me? A Peking Tom stalking me. Forum listed informant. Guy yells him out. Pete's weird. We could use Pete's tape. So weird. Why didn't they arrest Pete for being a sex offender? Do you know, Pete? I googled. What is it called if you set up button camera stalking somebody? It's Peking Tom. It's voyeurism. You're automatically listed a sex offender for the rest of your life. You're stalking somebody. You take naked pictures of them. These people should have been listed child molesters for shower scene in the other room. They taped little kids going potty and dispensed it. Serial rapist. Breaking in, drugging up some woman, beating and raping her. And the poor victim doesn't know what is happening to her. She's all beaten, bruised, throwing up, heart racing, and a severe personal infection because they're personally abusing their private area. Huh? That apostolic churches are that vile and corrupt? And what the hell was an FBI agent doing? Laughing. Stop. She doesn't know. Why didn't I know? Because it was a shower scene in the other room. They drugged me up and told me to say that they had been in contact with my ex-husband's girlfriend's dad, that he told our son Danny that he hired on his own. You cannot hire a Peking Tom and a stalker and a serial rapist and the drug cartel to drug and frame your wife. You go to jail for that. So what the hell was that FBI agent doing? Stop. She doesn't know. Yells out about Pete, how he's framing me before, and I'm like, what's going on? Stop. She don't know. Ha! Where does a federal cop find it funny that some criminals walk in? Hi, we've been stalking this woman on our own. You've been doing what? See that what I mean? We drugged her to get the truth out of her. That they were taping in bathrooms, obtaining and dispensing kiddie porn, sex trafficking and videos of me. It was life in federal. They, just for even saying they were in my home, is voyeurism. It's Peking Tom, like the guy said, they're stinking Peking Tom tapes. He should have been listed as a sex offender and arrested. You can't hire a Peking Tom and a stalker. Let alone one that's going to drug, beat, and rape, and a serial rapist and a human trafficking, running a sextortion scheme, walked into an FBI office and confessed to an FBI agent that he was personally stalking some victim on his own and drugging her to get the truth out of her. And what the hell were those agents laughing that I didn't know? About the shower scene in the other room? Of course I wouldn't know. That they drugged me and told me to say it? That's real fucking funny. That a serial rapist walks into an FBI office and confesses to an agent, and he didn't slam into his desk. It's a extortion scheme. They run them in Ravenna. Andrew Arabic is in jail, 12 years federal prison. Took people's pictures off of Facebook, Instagram, photoshopped them so they'd be dirty, and then put them in videos. Try to extort money. Schemes up there. It's extortion schemes. To get money out of victims. These people are breaking in their homes, drugging them, beating them, and raping them. They're waking up, throwing up, dizzy, heart racing, massive headache, bruising, severe swollen personal infection. They're being drugged, beaten, raped, and framed in their own home. There's right to privacy, constitutional laws. There's Peking Tom laws. Stalking laws. Kidnapping, drug charges. And then child molesting laws. That of them taping, like they said, that everybody that said that they were in her home before can go to jail for being a child molester. We all know they confessed to a shower scene in the other room. And they taped those kids going potty. They sold it too. How many other homes are peed in? It's this extortion scheme. They came in and confessed to a federal cop. And on a recorded line, they have that agent. Now, he already told on me the Apostolic Church of Barberton the night before. He told them, and it was verified by cops that I called the FBI. He told them that he knew I was being drug, beat, and raped, and he didn't care. That if I was going to be faking I was sick and faking I got well, he didn't care what they did to me. And he also told them he was going to turn me back over to him. He opened my case under fraud to steal from the FBI. And on a recorded line, I tried to tell him, somebody told on me, called me a liar, it was verified by cops that were up there. They seen him. Dave told Danny and talked to him. I tried to tell him about a guy that threatened to knife me, calls me a liar. Was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. You don't know if there's a camera above the bench. You say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. There's badgering laws. Obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, tampering with witnesses. He let a serial killer go. Told him he tried to kidnap me before. Called me a liar. Terry seen him. Killed Lori's family member and took Marlisa's niece. He's in it with the drug traders that are human trafficking. That's who the Apostolic Church has hired. He let him go. Say you're lying, I'll arrest you. Why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're trying to kill me, so. They try to kill me, so. Bullies me into false statements under threats of arrest. That's highly illegal. On a recorded line, guy yells out, well, use Pete's tape aware with yourself. Starts giggling, knowing I'm being stalked by a sex offender. And being framed, stop, she doesn't know. He yells out about how I'm framed again. He said, stop, she doesn't know. What the hell is a federal cop laughing at a victim that's being victimized in her own home? He's that dirty. Give me a real reason, so I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig, that worked at the Pentagon. Final issue form comes with $5,000 a month. You'll have it from now on. Open an account. Even when you tell, and you'll have a life of pieces in format and nothing legally stated, dated again against you. Even when you tell, we'll always put it back as if it never happened. For working this case, and then threaten me if I told, because so I'd be too afraid to tell. With acknowledgement of Pete. Who's Pete? Dave's girlfriend's dad. That he had been in contact with Dave, and he already knew. In his own words, committed all those crimes. I told the Department of Justice. I told the Oversight Committee. They sold FBI technology of listening through cell phones. They sold the case across the nation, made millions of dollars. That agent is so corrupt, he stole $290,000 from the case. Friday, I was in Hartville. Some ladies pulled in and said, Will told everybody no one was allowed to help her. If she was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well. We all found out it was a medication error. None of this is funny. He let all this happen. He said, serious. Think about this. He let people get killed here. He let them get taken. He didn't stop it. He didn't protect anybody else either. Is he in it with the human traffickers? Because he let them run wild here. And he opened a real case with statements and then stole from the federal government. And like they said, they already admitted a shower scene in another room. They made fun of FBI agent John for falling for their stunt. June 7th, 23, Walmart 62 by the front bathrooms. June 7th, 23, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, mocked him personally, calling him out by name, how they fooled him, and laughing Lighthouse Tabernacle. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Everybody needs to turn them in.